How's it going, everyone? Now I'm going on to video number 2 of my CD collection, and today we'll be covering Aerosmith. Very good band, classic band, quite a decent sized discography, and we're going to start off with the first CD, which is their first album, Aerosmith, self-titled. There's the back cover there. Most of these are the remastered versions, to be honest. That's the inside, very nice. A decent start by them, not their best album, but still a strong, a good one basically. We have got on there Make It to start off with, which is a really good track. Dream On, which is a classic, obviously. Mama Kin, everyone knows that one. Moving Out, really good track. A good start from Aerosmith, as I say. Probably rate that one maybe a 7 out of 10. Decent. Second album, Get Your Wings. This is where they started to become really good. Back cover there. Once again, the remastered version. Bosh. This one contains such classics as Same Old Song and Dance, Lord of the Thighs, Train Kept a Rolling, classic tracks, Seasons of Wither, really other good tracks. Better than the first album, definitely an improvement. Probably rate that one as a 7.5. Good album. Next one that came out was this one, Toys in the Attic. Not really much to fault about this one. Definitely a step up from the first two. That's the inside. Probably one of their best albums, I would say, of all time. We have got, obviously, Toys in the Attic, Uncle Salty, Adam's Apple, Walk This Way, which they obviously redid later on with Run DMC. It's got No More, No More, You See Me Crying. It's, a very good album. I'd rate that definitely an 8.5, maybe a 9 out of 10. Definitely the high point for me. One of their best albums, certainly of their classic period. Then we go to Rocks, which I'd say is probably my absolute favourite Aerosmith album. Back cover there. Inside. And this one, Back in the Saddle. Lost Child. Rats in the Cellar. Sick as a Dog, probably the best track on there. Nobody's Fault, Get the Lead Out, Licking a Promise, Home Tonight. Not a dud on the album, to be honest. Definitely, for me, high point of their career, probably their best album. Kind of pretty much faultless, I would say. So easy 9.5 out of 10 for that. As close as you're going to get to perfection from Aerosmith, I would say. Then we come to Draw the Line, which a lot of people, they were doing a lot of drugs at this time, let's be fair, and the band themselves have not really had great things to say about it, but I think it's still a really good album. Title track, Wanna Know Why, really good. Critical Mass, really good. Kings and Queens, classic song. Sight for Sore Eyes. Don't be put off by this one, because it is well worth a listen. Really good album. The band might have been not in a great place or whatever, but still for me a strong 7.5, maybe 8 out of 10. Really good, enjoyable. Next one, Night in the Ruts, which is when they started to really, have problems within the band as well. But I think it's still a very good album. None of their albums are bad. literally can't see any of the titles because I haven't got my glasses on, but yeah, it's a good one anyway. Still a good album. 7.5. Rockin' a Hard Place, next album. Oops. That's the inside. This one, Jailbait, yeah, good. Lightning Strikes. Yeah, good album, man. I think they had Jimmy Crespo on this one rather than Joe Perry, so he doesn't actually appear on this, but it's yeah, still a decent album. Very good. 7.5. Live bootleg I've got. That's that one there. Once again, still the remastered version. Some good tracks on here. Just all the classics, really. Yeah, decent enough live album. Pretty good. Yeah, good 7 or 8 out of 10 for that one. Then we come to Done With Mirrors, which is where Joe Perry rejoined the band after doing some solo stuff away. This one I did used to own on vinyl. Well, I really first got into Aerosmith with their next album, Permanent Vacation. After like the whole, that's when I first, started to enjoy Aerosmith. And then I sort of started to get the back catalogue, and I went for this one, which was the album that preceded it. When I first got it, I wasn't overly impressed, to be honest with you. It's a bit kind of, well, anyway. And still probably one of my least favourite of theirs. It starts off pretty well with Let the Music Do the Talking, which is a Joe Perry like leftover from his solo, or well, I think he did do it on one of his solo albums, but so that's a good track. My Fist Your Face is a decent enough one. Shame on You is okay. Raising a Dog, not bad. It does it goes a bit meh after that. It's not an awful album, but it's probably my least favourite of theirs, and I'd probably rate that 6. It's not something that I go back to too often. Then they brought out Permanent Vacation, which was their big comeback, and yeah, excellent album, to be honest. This was the first album that I got of Aerosmith, and yeah, I loved it like right from day one. Hearts Done Time, Magic Touch is a great track. Ragdoll, Cimaraya, Do Looks Like a Lady, obviously everyone knows. St. John, Hangman Jury, Girl Keeps Coming Apart, Angel, the ballad, the title track, Permanent Vacation, I'm Down, Beatles cover, and the movie, which is instrumental at the end. But for me, it's a banger. A lot of like variety in the songs as well, a lot of different styles. I mean, yeah, it's a bit more commercial maybe than their older stuff. Some people don't like it, and this was kind of like, the start of the Aerosmith that they didn't really like. But honestly, it's kind of a faultless album, this one. Once again, it's up there almost with Rocks for me. Maybe people won't agree, but whatever. But it's an easy 9 out of 10 for me. Just a really, really good album. To be honest with you, I have overplayed it just because I like it so much. But yeah, really good. Certainly the best of their 80s onward albums. Then they followed that up with Pump, which is probably one of their most successful. Like that one. And I didn't like this as much as Permanent Vacation, but the first 2 tracks, yeah, Young Lust and F.I.N.E. Fine, that's a really strong start to the album. But yeah, Loving an Elevator, obviously, decent enough. Janie's Got a Gun, not overly keen on that. Don't Get Mad, Get Even's a really good track. And yeah, What It Takes, I think, is a really good ballad as well at the end of it. I saw them live on this tour actually, and they were, yeah, really, really good. I really enjoyed that. That was at Wembley Arena. Yeah, this was, you know, probably them at the, you know, second peak, if you like, a very popular album. And I'd probably rate that as a 8 out of 10 maybe. But yeah, still good. Then we come to Get a Grip. I remember I bought this when it came out on vinyl. It was like, comes on a double vinyl, and you know, I was like, oh yeah, you know, exciting, new Aerosmith album, double vinyl. A bit over long, a little bit bland in a way. Yeah, this title track, Get a Grip, a good track. Eat the Rich starts off with, is decent. And then it sort of just goes a bit meh. Trying to think of any other really good ones that are, like, I would say that are really good. Gotta Love It's Alright. Yeah, I mean, it's got like Crying, Amazing, things like that. Living on the Edge is okay. But yeah, disappointed with this one when it came out, and you know, I've listened to it recently, and it's, you know, it's kind of like whatever. Apparently it's Joe Perry's favourite album of Aerosmith, but whatever, not for me. It's, yeah, a bit bland. Next was 9 Lives, and this has not got the greatest rep, to be honest with you, but I think it's pretty decent. I think it's got, yeah, good, you know, title track, Falling in Love's Hard on the Knees. Taste of India is like pretty good. It's got a few, you know, duffers on it like Pink and, you know, what have you, but I think it's actually quite diverse and not as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. Yeah, I like it. You know, it's kind of a bit radio friendly and what have you in places, but it's still Aerosmith, still a good variety of tracks on it. Way better than Get a Grip for that matter. You know, it's not bad at all. Probably give that one oh yeah, Get a Grip, I'd give that like literally a 6. This one 7.5. Just Push Play is the next one. This one's, yeah, a little bit bland once again. Yeah, nothing too remarkable to say about this. Not awful, not great. It's just kind of, you know, latter day Aerosmith. Nothing too offensive, nothing to cry about, but yeah, 6.5, maybe 7 on that one. And then their most recent album, Music from Another Dimension. And this one also, I've listened to it loads of times, but it's okay. Love 3 Times is pretty good. It's alright, it's not awful. Once again, it's, you know, standard latter day Aerosmith, you know, ballads, a few Aerosmithy type tracks, and you know, a little bit of filler here and there. Certainly nothing to get like, you know, offended by, but you know, nothing to be like, oh yeah, it's amazing either. So it's okay, you know. Once again, 6.5, 7, average. Band that deep in their career, you can't expect miracles, really, never. So yeah, that was that for my Aerosmith CD collection. I'll be back next time with Anthrax. I think I'll do Anthrax next, and yeah, hope to see you then. I've got most of their stuff. I think they're a really good band. If you like this video, please press like. And also, if you could subscribe, that would be wonderful also. See you all next time. Take steady.